Alright, hello. We are here with episode 19. And what we're going to be doing for this episode is answering a bunch of questions that I've compiled from previous episodes. I believe it was episode 5 where I had a bunch of questions that I saved up. And now I'm going to be answering the ones that have showed up since then. And for today's build, we're not going to be using the Knight of Dreg / Seppuku build I've used for the last couple of episodes. We're just going to be using the standard setup that I've used for most of my Dep 5 Executor runs. And we're also using this because I did have a couple questions that I kind of wanted to relate back to this build that we're going to be getting into. I also didn't want to micromanage the status ailment while trying to get through these questions. So that's one of the reasons I'm going with this build. Don't have to think about the status ailments. So let's get into a run and we'll start knocking out these questions. And if I don't happen to get through all of them throughout the run, I'll answer them right after the run. Alright, we get tricephalos. I can't remember. I think there was a tricephalos on the series, so I think it was normal, maybe? To look back, I'm not sure if I've done everdark tricephalos yet, but hopefully we get that. Alright, there's a township. Let's see what this boss is right here. That's a dragon, okay. But the first question I have from Timothy is, love the content, but I'm still curious on how you swap to the curse sword without the animation. I think what Timothy's referring to is when you pull out the curse sword like this animation counts as a deflect, and you see me do that a lot. You don't see me really ever initiate a fight by pulling out the curse sword. You want to initiate your fights by using that as a deflect. Oh gosh, I just realized this is the my starting meme camp, or starting camp that I get memed at all the time. Okay, let's try to get through these rats. Okay. Just trying to focus on killing these things because they always kill me. Alright, we're fine. But yeah, I hope that answers that well. Is basically you can use this skill animation as a deflect, and that's how I start most of my fights. I have another question from Eon. Asks, how do you tell if it's normal or everdark Libra? This was the last from this is a oh my gosh, this is from the last video where I did everdark Libra. There's two ways you can tell. You can tell if you open up the map. Sometimes what I like to do is zoom in. For everdark Libra specifically, when he starts up, after you check his deals and everything, when that fight starts up, it will turn to purple right away if it's everdark, and the music will be different. The music is the other way you can tell. If he doesn't go to purple when he's active, then it's normal Libra. Right, do I want... No, I don't actually want to do this right now. I think I'm just going to go to the river boss by that township and see what that is. Might as well answer another. So NL said, what do you think needs to happen in the run for you to lose? So I'm just gonna, I'm not perfect. I've definitely have lost runs, but there can definitely be runs where stuff goes south. If you don't get the right negations that you want, if you don't get the right weapons that you want throughout the run, like if you don't get rivers of blood for an everdark sentient pest, stuff like that, then it can go really south. It's just, there's not a definitive answer to this, really. It's just very situational on the runs itself. But also, could be a combination of stuff, the loot you don't, the loot you're not getting that you want, and kind of playing bad at the same time, can all factor. I saw there was a demi-human. The thing is, I hate fighting those bosses that I skip, Miranda Flower and demi-human. They actually really suck to fight at early levels as Executor, so I'm not going to go fight them. I think I'm just going to go straight to the castle from here. Poise and incantations both are kind of useless. There's a skip up the side of this cliff right here that you can do. If you get on this little corner and jump up here, climb up. And this puts you at the Frenzy Tower, and it's a really nice way to get from the river to this church if there's a church there. And then Praise the Fox said, can you tell me the exact steps to do the backflip parry? would be so helpful to learn. And I always say it's not something that can be explained in a well enough fashion to learn just by explaining. You kind of have to watch my controller inputs when I'm doing it. The best place to watch is Avatar. And actually, speaking of this, I actually think the best boss to learn backflip tech on is Dreglord himself, because he has so many moves that you can do backflip tech on safely. I just have yet to get him on the series because I'm really unlucky with not getting Dreglord. I haven't fought him once on this series yet. But really, it's a matter of just watching my controller inputs and seeing how I do it through my controller inputs at the bottom of the screen. What I would suggest is whenever you see me do it, rewind the video and play it in slow speed. And it will start to make more sense that way. Alright, the circle's closing. I'm going to focus on killing these Crucible Knights for the rest of day 1. Since, of course, they're worth a ton of runes. And this guy should be dead. Perfect. Always, always, always want to kill Crucible Knights if you get them day 1 in your castle. I have enough runes to get level 5, I think, so I'm going to hit this grace and then return back to the castle. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no backflip moves against Crucible Knights, so I can't really explain it further currently with the Crucible Knights. But if I run into an Avatar this episode, I believe last episode I tried to explain it too, but it's one of those things. It's very hard to explain. It's just watching the controller inputs is the best way. At least for me, I learned. I watched someone else do it through their controller inputs, so. It's weird having this damage, not having the extra damage from Dreglords now. Obviously still very good damage, but maybe I was spoiled myself by using the Dreg seppuku build for the last couple runs. There we go. This, I think I'm just going to continue killing Crucible Knights and not worry about the level up here. Ooh, attack power at full, that's really good. Oh, wow, and that's really good too. If I happen to find a Rivers or something, Moonveil. Moonveil is a very good weapon for Tricephalos run, so hopefully we get that. The funny thing is Rivers is so good that even Rivers itself is really good. And then we have a question from Gummo saying, how many hours do you have on Night Rain? On Steam, I have about 2,400 in Expedition. It's hard to keep track of my Expedition because the Expedition time on my main save is capped at 1,000. It's been like that for, I believe, like maybe 2 months at this point. So it's hard to say exactly, but I would guess anywhere around 1,800 between all of my save files. And the other part of his question is, and when you deflect, are you doing it based on reaction or memory of their attack patterns? So it's going to be a mix of both. Obviously, you have to react to the move to deflect it, but at the same time, once you fight all the enemies in this game enough times, you're eventually going to get their move patterns down. It's just through repetition, right? So the answer is basically a mix of both reactions and memorization of the patterns. Alright, so after this Crucible Knight, I'm going to check the merchant since he's right next to us over here on the other side of the wall. See if he has any good passives. By the Winding Grace as well. This should get this one almost dead. We'll get to the next question here in a second when I go to the merchant. I thought I was going to die there. I thought it was a greedy guard counter for a second. Successive negates damage. That's perfect. I can actually drop my starting weapon because I'm not using the seppuku build currently. Let's buy the Winding Grace. Attack power full is really good. I don't think I'm going to buy it yet. I do want to save my money for levels as well. And I do need to go to the township. Not on day 1 at this point, but I think after this Crucible Night, I'll start to leave the castle. It's probably, the circle's going to start closing soon. You always kind of want to get a feel of when the circle is going to be closing. I just have this timer in my head, basically. I don't use any external timers. I've just done so many runs where I just kind of feel it out now. Alright, and after I take care of this Crucible Knight, I'll get to the next question. I'm going to drop down for the chest loot after this Crucible Knight here. The red ones can take a little bit of time. And this should get very close to down. One more R1 would have done it. I think I'll fit in the R1 right here. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, and I actually backflipped there, but the only reason I backflipped was because I ran out of stamina. That's a thing on Executor now. Any attack power? I'll hold on to it for now. Let's see if we have any good passes down here. We have a Starlight Shard. Was that melee attack power? I will take that over the affinity. I do prefer to have physical attack on me. There's another Crucible Knight. I think I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna see if these are chariots, actually. I feel like the circle's gonna close any second right now. But let's see if those are chariots over there. I'm not worried about killing more. I have a lot of runes. I think this will get me to level 10 or 11, if I was to guess. This is level 10, okay. So what's up here? That is chariots. I actually did go the wrong way. The next question from Abu Dhabi is, I wonder how you draw a curse sword and then sheath in quick motion. I've tried it, but I need full draw then can sheath. Okay, so I think what they're asking is, how do you draw it and then put it away so quick? And it's no more complex than just using the skill. Oops, I just pinged it by accident. But it's no more complex than pulling it out and then sprinting directly after. That's all there is to it. There's no crazy tech to it. It's just unsheath and then sprint. Unsheath and then sprint. That's it. Alright, let's take care of these chariots. I actually really like to kill these red zombies. Oh, he's gonna actually explode himself. But they always drop weapons. I actually could have stayed at the Crucible Knight Castle. My timing judgment is a little bit off for this run. But it's definitely going to start closing while I'm killing these. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I had a feeling the circle was going to be there. So I think I can kill these chariots. And then there's always a boss here that I can go after too. So last chariot should be over here. Yeah, there it is. And actually, to save a little bit of time, I got really lucky on that jump. I'm just going to loot and then run straight for that boss. I don't want to run to the Grace because it'll kill a little bit of time. I'm not concerned about getting level 11 right now. Ooh, Guarding Negation is very nice. I will take that over the melee attack power, I think. Yeah, Guarding Negation is perfect. Since the circle's closing, I gotta take every moment I can to get done what I want to get done. So I'm not concerned about just leveling to level 11. I'm gonna go straight to this boss. There are some situations where it's better to skip Graces, even if you have the level, just to run somewhere if you want to prioritize it. Oh yeah, it is a dragon. Maybe maybe I should have leveled, but it's okay. I don't think I'll be able to kill it in time, but I'll at least get it weak before I have to deal with the day 1 closed circle. Let's hit the wing a little bit. It's turning. You can hit the legs now. And you can deflect this tailspin. You can jump it. I like to deflect it and then go for a headshot with a jumping R2 to build up some good stance damage. This fire axe is not the best for damage, but it's okay. Okay, he's just doing some stall moves. Don't think I'll be able to get much more damage on it. Jumping R2. Okay, I did land that. Try to lure it away from the circle a little bit. Just go for some leg hits. Tail swipe again. Then I can get a jumping R2 headshot. He's got to be really close to stance broken. The sad thing is, if he stance breaks, I'm not going to be able to get it. You can deflect the head swipe too. I'm really surprised he didn't stance break, actually. He must have been super close. But I did get him half HP. And that's another good thing to utilize, is to recognize when you can get bosses weak enough to the point where the circle's closing and you still run back to the circle. So I basically prepped him for the start of day 2 so I can kill him really early on in day 2. Okay, I gotta take care of these guys, the perfumers. It's weird having the music and killing these guys at the same time. And actually, it's Bellbearing Hunter. I'm confident I can always no-hit him, so I'm just gonna use my ult. I find these perfuming guys to be really annoying because they can heal. They just dash away from you. Pretty annoying to deal with. I was gonna say, it was gonna be super weird if we had the Flying Dragon music with the Bellbearing Hunter fight. That would have been very off-putting. Backflip tech into the guard counter right there. Yeah, so I just did the backflip tech there and I'm thinking about it. So whoever's curious about it, just watch my controller inputs. Slow down the video. Watch my controller inputs. It is a very precise series of controller inputs that you do have to do for it. Alright, one more stance break should take care of the Bellbearing Hunter. Oh, I missed my jumping R2. Double backflip tech there, so you guys can slow that down if you want. Okay, let's see what the Bellbearing gives us for this. Not great. Might as well take improved dodging. I actually don't like taking improved dodging a lot of the time, but it could be everdark tricephalos, and there is some dodges that you have to do during its last split phase, so improved dodging will help for that. I just don't like taking it because I don't want to, it's not something I want to rely on when you're not giving it all the time. Alright, let's take care of this dragon finally. Unfortunately, did lose all the stance damage progress on him, so probably won't get a stance break on the dragon. Damage is a little bit better. Ooh, headshot there. Headshots do more damage on a lot of things, dragons especially though. Okay, and I do have good formidable boss locations. Oh, I'm gonna get poisoned here in a second, but that's fine. I have successive procced. That was an awkward tail swipe, so decided to dodge it there. Not worried about the poison. Just one more hit will take care of him. Alright, let's see what the dragon drops. Rivers of Blood. Let's not take it. Let's just take the Wendy Grace. I don't need a Rivers this run. It's Tricephalos. Rivers is good against Tricephalos if you don't have the other katanas, but it's fine. Alright, I'm going to so normally I would actually go up here to kill that boss, but it's not a formidable. I think I'm just gonna go straight for this one. At this point, kind of rotate my way counterclockwise throughout the map. The next question I have is from Jan, and it says, I'm playing Executor but don't know what build to do. I am at depth 2. So I'm glad they asked this, and it's one of the reasons I chose this build for today. I'll show my relics here again in a second, but the good thing about these relics right here is they are all guaranteed. Slot 1, you just need to kill balancers once with any character. Slot 2, you just need to unlock the collector signboard, so kill any everdark, and then slot 3, you just need to unlock the collector signboard and kill the Dreglord to unlock the stat switch relics. Ooh, no holy weapon. I think I'm gonna skip the Deathray Bird. It's just gonna take too much time without a holy weapon. So I'm gonna skip Deathray Bird. Is he chill today? There's something. Oh, there was a painting on the wall that he wanted to look at. I see. Okay. Nice. So we get to go by him. But yeah, this relic setup is perfect for anyone who's starting Executor, low depths or anything like that. Even normal runs, you can use these in normal runs, and I find it's perfect. You have melee and skill attack power, which just benefits the curse sword and all the damage you're doing with your physical attacks. You have the boosted curse sword in slot 2. You get HP from guarding, and you get your art gauge from guarding. That slot 2 is very good for a guaranteed one. And then I always say the improved vigor and endurance, reduce arcane, is just an amazing slot 3. It helps with tanking a lot of stuff that you normally would die to, I find a lot of the time. So that's the build I would recommend for starting Executor for sure. And then for deep relics, I know I didn't show them, but just focus on physical attack. Physical attack is the is the best thing you can use in slots 4 through 6 for basically every single build. Alright, let's take care of this moose. Should stance break. Doesn't take too much to stance break the moose. Maybe one more deflect and guard counter should do it. Kind of hoping it drops a holy weapon so I can go back to the Deathrite bird. But if not, it's fine. Oh my gosh, the axe is just missing. It's the only thing about if you lock onto the moose. I used to only do this boss not locked on before I played Executor. Just find it easier to hit them doing that. This dash parry, I might actually kill it. Wow, that was a lot of damage there. Alright, hoping for a holy weapon. Okay, we do get the moon veil. That's good for it's good for tricephalos. I'm gonna forego the improved crits for now, just so I can use the moon veil. And actually, moon veil's not terrible for the Deathrite bird. I think I do want to go see what boss is up here, though. I have a feeling it could be a gargoyle, it could be a magma worm, it could be tree sentinel. Haven't seen DTS yet. Loretta. It's probably gonna be one of those. And then Blue Boy has a question here that says, "Love your videos, man. Any tips for solo Iron Eye? Get one tap too easily." Don't play Iron Eye. Now, but all jokes aside, if you're gonna play Iron Eye, don't rely on your bow. You could obviously play safe with a bow and solo. You could just avoid every single move in the game by playing Iron Eye, but it's gonna hurt you in the long run if you do that, in my opinion. So get used to using melee weapons. There's a nice stat switch relic that gives him way more strength. So I would suggest combining that with either colossal weapons or fist weapons, is what I would say for Iron Eye. Don't get used to using bows too much because it's really going to hurt you in the long run. That's really all I can say about Iron Eye right now. I actually forgot what boss that was over there. That is a magma worm. I'm not really going to have time for it. I think at this point, yeah, affinity negation. I have a really good setup going, so I think I'm just going to go back to the castle and finish the castle, take this time to do that. And I also want to go back to that township because I don't think I saw what was in there. That was a red scarab up there, but it's going to take away a little too much time for my liking. I'm going to start with the top castle and then go to the bottom castle at this point. Gaming says, why don't you use the other skins? I just don't. I just don't like the other skins. I like this skin the most. Simple answer to that. Not a fan of the other Executor skins. It's a shame they couldn't put the Sekiro skins or use Sekiro skins in this game. It's a real shame. I would definitely be using those if they had them. Hamza says, will you ever play trios? I find a lot more fun playing and watching trios. So this is something I could leave to you guys a comment about this. I personally don't find it entertaining to watch trios for this game. That's just me personally. But I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on trios from a viewing standpoint for this game. I'm personally not for it, but I'd be curious to see what you guys say. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll record videos with trios, but yeah, we'll see. I'm really not sure right now on that, but I'm curious what you guys have to say about that. I have a Moon Veil for Loretta, which is actually a really bad weapon, but I do want to build up bleed, which the Moon Veil can do, which my Fire Axe cannot do. And I'm going to be deflecting for the most part anyway against Loretta, so it's not the worst thing ever. Should stance break very soon. There we go. Let's do the dash parry. She is very tanky actually right now. You can deflect those glint blade shots. Don't guard counter this, but you can guard counter that second one. And I'm building up the bleed because yeah, it will send her into her next phase. And now when she summons the glint blades here, I'm going to use my ult to tank them all, and then just use my R1s to stagger her around. She does mini stagger to Executor ult, so the full ult should take care of the rest of her. And one more scratch should do it. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, let's there's nothing really good here, so I'll just take the improved thrust and counterattack in case that happens to help I'm gonna forego level. Actually, could have leveled up to 15 if I wanted, but I'm gonna save this money. Check if there's anything good at the township that I'm gonna want. Gonna want the extra pouch, money grace, maybe some shards. What else do we have here? Jin says, can I ask why you have the max HP and vigor relic when you're at depth 5? So you will get one shot. Is it that good? You're basically asking it if my slot 3 is good, and I would say yes. It's extremely good. A lot of people, I feel like a lot of people overlook this relic. It gives you 160 HP. And you could see I have 1355 right now. I'm not even level 15. I have that much HP. But that's because I use it in combination with ooh, damage negation full. Do I have one? I don't. So I should take that over the attack power full, I think. Sorry, I got sidetracked for a second. But yeah, this slot 3 is so good for what it is. And I would recommend basically everyone use it when you can fit it in. Unless you're very confident you can just like no hit if you're that good at the game. Then there's no reason not to use the improve vigor and reduce arcane. The reduce arcane really does not affect your damage that much with stuff that stays off arcane, like rivers, for example. And in the case of applying status, it's only going to take an extra hit in most situations to apply that status. So let me just take care of this demi-human. But yeah, it really, in my opinion, the improved vigor and endurance relic is that good. So, ooh, a red moon veil. That is going to be better than my current one. So we will take the red moon veil. I'm going to level. I did take the ritual sword talisman. I don't have another talisman really going right now, so I might as well buy the... I could actually increase my HP even more, but I think the dragon crest is going to be a little bit better. Let me take the dragon crest. Was there anything else I want? There's a skill attack power there that I could get, and there's one there. I do want the guarding negation. Oh, I just realized I should have been having this in my other hand. I think I'm going to go with this setup that I have. I don't really think I want anything else. I'm not going to use my skills too much. Actually, my controller is acting up like it was yesterday, but I'll figure that out. Sora says skill attack up on weapons. Are they for the character skill or weapon skills? So in the case of executor, it's actually both. It affects the ashes of war that you're using and the first sword when it's charged up. The more skill attack power you have, I don't have any on me, so it's not getting boosted. Actually, I have it on the slot 1 relic, so it is getting boosted with that. But it does affect his dash curse sword. All right, take care of this royal revenant. I should have just enough time for this. I'm level 15 at this point. Guard counter this last one. It's actually very tanky for my level 15. Have my ult. I have a feeling the circle has Tree Sentinel. I think I fought Morgoth and Tree Sentinel there, but we'll see. Alright. Royal Revenant's taken care of. Another FP restoration. I actually don't want that one though, because it would require me to two-hand my Moon Veil. I actually think I have a question related to that, so I'll get to that in a second. But let's take the talisman here. And we'll take enhance. Actually, do I want enhanced crits? I kind of don't really care about the crits. I kind of like the talismans I have going right now. This Crucible Knight really wanted me. I don't need to kill. I think I did leave a Celeria item dropper. But it's fine. I'm fine with this build going into day 3. Perfectly fine. I have another question here I want to answer. Give me once. I actually have to enlarge this one. What's the deflect you keep doing throughout the video for delayed attacks? It's hard to tell with all the controller inputs. Are you pulling out the curse sword and then sprint cancel? Yep, you just answered your own question. Yep. So yeah, pull out the curse sword, sprint. I think I talked about that earlier, but pull the curse sword, sprint, and that's how you can deflect some attacks. And then I think I have one more, no, 2 more questions here. Do you prefer one hand your katanas? Been playing executor recently, and I can see it's annoying to constantly have to two-hand. Yep, exactly that reason. I just can't be bothered to be in and out deflecting, and then go back to two-hand. It's just way too much of a hassle. So I basically one-hand everything, even stuff like claws. I don't even bother two-handing claws anymore. Oh, it is Morgott, cool. Let's take care of these omens. You can actually deflect this explosion, and then if you guard counter it, you can take the crit in time before the race hit you. I like to do that. Deflect the Wraith spew. Alright. And we should get Morgott here any second. I'll just I'll answer the last question in the spirit shelter when I get up there. I'm gonna use this since it's just one boiled crab. I'll use it here at the start of Morgott. You should spawn any second now. I think I'll start off with a Ash of War as well. Start off with some deflects. This is going to do some good damage. This is going to phase him. You can tell he's phasing because his weapon imbued with blood. Oh. Got hit there. I'm just going to heal it back. Now we're back at full. I'm actually going to try something new here I normally don't do. Yeah, I normally just run away from that one. I'm actually going to heal here. Did not let me heal. It's okay, though. There we go. Let's take the crit. Damage is not great. Gonna run away from this one. Okay, perfect time to heal. Didn't want to let my poison build up. I was doing the explosion and the swords. That's kind of rare for him to do that back to back. You can deflect this spear he throws. You can backflip tech that. Yep, I happened to land it. That was perfect. And just use the skill. See what he does here. He's gonna aura farm a little bit. So I'll do the same. Actually, just run away from this one. Oh, missed that. Just gonna keep out my cursed sword to deflect all this. And this should take care of him, hopefully. Yep. Alright, perfect. Let's see what he gives for a passive here, too. He gives us increased max HP. Yeah, so that's another reason the slot 3 is so good, because when you're getting max HP passives, it just scales even more. You can see my HP is ridiculous. How much do I have? I have 1614 HP, which is absolutely insane as executor. Compared to not using the relic, I can survive so much more at depth 5 with the relic equipped. Play extra safe, Wending Grace. I don't really need shards because I have the FP restoration on my jar cannon. That's going to give me a lot of FP back. So I'm going to take the Opaline and use it in maybe a scary situation if it's everdark. I really do hope it's everdark. I love everdark fights so much. Oh yeah, there was one more question. I gotta load up here. It is, you only run executor. I mean, it's fine if you do. But currently, yeah. And I think any executor player who's played a lot of executor are really the only people who are gonna understand this. But it is very hard to go back to other characters when you get deep into learning executor. So if you've never played him, you won't really understand that. But experienced players will understand what I'm talking about. It's just so hard to go back to the other characters, in my opinion. Alright, it is everdark. Awesome. Love this fight so much. So I start by spawning them and kind of running backwards, creating some space. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to let them attack and let the moment come where only one is attacking me, which is right now. So just get some punishes in. You don't want to do this for too long because they will go back to all attacking me soon. I'm just going to get a few hits of damage. I'm actually going to dodge this. I would normally deflect that, but they're all going to come after me again right here. So I'm going to run a little bit. And I do have my ult, so as soon as I get hit, I'm probably going to use it. So now it should just be one attacking me for now. Looks like it's this one. Missed the, he missed his attack, so I couldn't get the deflect. Building up some stance damage here. They're all attacking me again. Gotta try to dodge these fires. You can actually outspace them kind of easily. I'm gonna use a Moonveil skill on this one. It's only gonna be this one, so now I'm gonna backflip tech this one. And they're gonna go all three to attack me again pretty soon. Okay, you just gotta play it safe when they're all attacking you. Okay, I did get hit, so I'm gonna use my ult. Get a bit of damage. And ideally, this claw hits all three of them. You can only hope. Okay, I got two of them. That's really good. And it does phase it. So we're just gonna sheath this right here. Oh, and sometimes he does the heal Sir Nuke, but he didn't feel like it right there. He's just gonna aura farm, trying to intimidate me. Wow, he's really trying to intimidate me. Just gonna do some unsheath sprint canceling here. Then I can fit in a Moonveil. I'm gonna back up. Yep. I backed up because of this exact attack right here. That is his worst attack. You can die to that so easily if you're not careful. So I'm actually going to do a Moonveil here, because I'm not scared of the attack boost. Alright, and let's see what he throws at us here. Perfect stance break. So I can crit, and then follow it up with a dash parry. I'm going to want to back up a little bit. Yep. That's another move you want to stay away from. Oh. Yeah. Sometimes that attack, if you're positioned in the middle of his body there, the unsheath won't work. So that's what happened there. It's okay, though. Get some of my ult back. Perfect. And then R1. This one I like to outspace until the end. Oh, he didn't do that. I'm gonna let him backflip me because I don't want to do... Yep, this exact attack right here. I've died too many times to that mistake, doing the backflip tech into that attack, and you can't survive it at that point. Oh, I'm not sure what... That was a really weird sequence. This one I like to outspace as much as possible. And then just deflect it at the end here. This one I'm going to backflip tech. Yeah, perfect. And I'm going to do the Moonveil. I'm going to use my Opalene here. Alright, let's see what happens here. Oh, I did that way too early. That was my fault. That was mistimed by me on the unsheath deflect. That's okay. And you can just unsheath sprint that explosion as well. He missed. Same bad attack. Want to run away from this one. And you can punish it at the end. Guard counter that. This one I can backflip tech. Perfect. And this might be enough damage to send it into split phase right here. Yep. So for this, I stay locked onto the middle one and sprint to the side, and it will dodge all of them. And then, yep, that's how you dodge all of that. And defense over this. I'm going to keep as much stamina as I can. But now right here, I got to dodge the fire on the ground. So just make sure to look out for that. And now only one should be attacking me for now. Backflip tech this guy. Building up some good stance damage on him. They're going to go back to all three attacking me in a second. I'm going to play it safe. And so I'm going to play this extra safe. I can actually... Oh, that was really unlucky. I was going to ult right before he did the fire on the ground. That would have survived, but the dog happened to do his fire on me. So I'm going to use my ult here since I got hit. He does form back up. Please cancel that attack. Nice. I was really hoping that attack was going to get canceled. So we're good. Okay. This one's going to get outspaced. Outspace it by running away. And then just deflect at the end. It's an unsheath into an L1 for that one. And so actually you want to strafe to the left when he's doing this. Because you want the sword to hit you. Oh, okay, I gotta do this perfect. Perfect. I'm just gonna heal it off. I just have shards for items. I'm gonna outspace this. I'm gonna backflip tech this one. Got lucky that he didn't do the other attack. I'm gonna use my Moon Veil here. This is really weird because he's up against the wall. Yeah, missed me. This is weird. Weird positioning. If I get hit here, I'm gonna die. Instead of punishing... Oh, well, his stance broken, and the fight's probably over. I was gonna say, I was just gonna heal instead of punishing it, but he happened to stance break, so... Oh, very nice. I'm pretty sure that was the first everdark tricephalos of the series, so... That is awesome. Pretty sure the only other one was a regular one. Alright. 760k runes, not bad. It could have been a lot better with Crucible Knights, but totally fine. Let's see the routing. So, where did I start again on this one? Where was that? Where the heck did I start? Oh yeah, it was right here. Yeah, did the starting camp, didn't get memed this time. Decided to rotate clockwise. Saw that was a Miranda flower. Once again, I don't like killing those early. Because they can actually take a really long time early, and the runes aren't that good, and it's just, if you die, it's just never worth it if you die once. So I decided to check the river boss. That was a demi-human. Now at this point in the run, I kind of wasted a lot of time just running around. So I happened to get lucky that after getting this church, I had Crucible Knights at the castle and was able to do those to get, I think it was a level 11 day 1, I think. So that was pretty good. I left the castle really early because I misjudged the timing on the circle closing. But I did go to those chariots. It did give me the guarding negation passive, so that was nice. The circle was closing, so we got the dragon about half health before killing the day 1 bell-bearing hunter, then finished the dragon. Then saw this was a deathrite bird, didn't have a holy weapon. Got this moon veil, which I was considering taking to the deathrite bird. It wouldn't have been that bad. Decided to go up here instead. By that time, the circle was closing. So I just decided to go back to the castle since I didn't do the basement or the top boss. Killed Loretta, went to the township to spend some money there on useful stuff. Back to the basement. And then finished off with Morgott down here. Alright, thank you for watching this episode. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the series. And I'll see you in the next one.